Form 3, First Midterm, Business Studies, Chapter 6, Transportation. Objectives of the lesson. As an essential service, what is the purpose of transportation to the business? Learning about the advantages and disadvantages of transport systems. Actually, dear children, transport is not merely the mode, it is a system. In the system, there are major elements which affect the efficiency of transport. When these elements are developed, there will be an improvement in transportation. In here, there are 4 elements of transportation: the way, mode, power, and terminals. According to the way, we can take these things as examples: highways, railways, waterways, airways, and cable cars. Now we can learn about the mode. Vehicles and crafts which are used for transport activities in various transport ways. They are called as mode. These things we can take as examples for mode: buses, lorries, trains, ships, boats, planes, like that. The energy which is used to run the mode is called the power. Human labor and animal labor were used extensively in the past. So, mineral oil, electricity, coal, gas, solar power, human labor, wind are examples for the power. Now, terminal. That means places which are used as the start and end to control modes are called terminal. It is also called the stations, like bus stand, railway station, ports, and airports. Now we can learn about the features of a favourable transport system. Speed. You know about the speed of transportation. Next, safety. It means the security of the transported passengers and goods. Then, cost and capacity. Capacity means the number of passengers or goods that can be carried per term by the mode is considered as the capacity. Next, availability. When selecting the transport mode, it must consider the possibility of obtaining it easily. So, dear children, next feature is standards. That means when transporting goods and when handling them, international standards should be followed. Legal existence. So you know there are some legal procedures and regulations should be followed. Drivers pay attention on driving license, permissions, highway codes and rules, etc. Children, do you know what are the advantages of road transport? Road transport is a flexible form of transport. It is not restricted to fixed schedules and routes are not fixed. The frequency of journeys can also be adjusted. One of the major advantages of road transport is that it offers door-to-door delivery without the need to use any other form of transport for part of the journey. Road transport is fast over short distances and is becoming more and more suitable for long distance travel. Road transport is also suitable for carrying fragile goods that need careful handling. Dear children, do you know what are the disadvantages of road transport? Road transport is considered a slow method of transport over long distances. It is usually considered unsuitable for bulk loads of heavy products such as timber or fertilizer, as trucks have a limited load capacity. Road transport is also not suitable for very large objects such as boats, generators, and earth-moving equipment that cannot be divided into smaller loads. The high cost of operating road transport is one of the major problems of road transport. In many countries, traffic delays cause hold-ups. Trucks and other transport may break down. Some roads may be unsuitable for very large trucks. Some countries consist of tiny islands where the scope for road transport is limited. In many countries, there are limitations on how long drivers can drive. Pollution from vehicles is a major problem in cities. The rail network in some countries is a very important part of the transport system of the country. In countries where raw materials are produced, the railways are essential for moving these commodities to power stations and steel works. Do you know what are the advantages of rail transport? It is suitable for bulk and heavy goods such as coal, metal ores, and oil. Many railway stations are located in the center of city centers, so passengers have easy access to central business district. Railway networks are not affected by traffic jams and not so much by weather conditions. If track is electrified, causes less air pollution than roads. Now we can learn about the disadvantages of rail transport. The need for another method of transport, usually road, to take goods or people to their final destination. Rail transport is slow and also expensive for short distances. The setup and maintenance costs of railways are high. Many trains run on a timetable. They will run irrespective of whether they are full or empty, and so may operate at a loss. Air transport has grown in importance over recent years. It is regarded as one of the safest methods of transport. Advantages of air transport. It is the fastest method of transport between countries and between major cities. It enables people to travel long distances on business or for holidays within a relatively short space of time. Air transport is also very useful for transporting to inaccessible areas such as jungle, desert, forest or mountainous regions where even transport by road is difficult. Because of its speed, air transport is very suitable for carrying important, urgent, lightweight and expensive loads. Insurance, packing and storage costs may therefore be less. Documentation is simpler than for transport by ship. Disadvantages of air transport. Travel by air or transport of goods by air is expensive. Aircrafts have limited carrying capacity compared to sea transport. Aircrafts are sometimes affected by weather conditions, particularly ice, snow and fog, which can cause the closure of airports and delays in flights. With concerns over global warming, many people are worried about pollution caused by the huge number of aircrafts flying worldwide and the increased demand for aviation fuel as more air routes are opened. Now, sea transport. What are the advantages of sea transport? Sea transport is a relatively cheap way of carrying heavy, low-value goods in bulk over long as well as short distances. If very large ships are used for bulk cargoes, the unit cost per ton is very low. Ships have access to many parts of the world. They can travel from port to port, loading and offloading cargo. The risk of damage and theft, always associated with moving goods by ship, have also been reduced. Specialized ships are available for specialized cargoes. Examples: tankers carry oil. Refrigeration in ships enables them to carry perishables such as meat, fruit and dairy products. Roll-on-roll-off ferries carry cars and other vehicles. Cruise liners carry passengers who want a relaxing holiday, visiting places of their interest along the way. Disadvantages of sea transport. Sea transport is a slow method of transport and so it is not suitable for goods that are urgently needed. Transshipment is needed from docks to inland destinations. Damp and salty conditions over a long time period mean that goods can deteriorate easily. The costs of insurance, packing, storage and port charges can be expensive, adding to the charges made for carrying goods by sea. Several complex documents such as the bill of lading, the insurance policy and various port documents will have to be completed when sending goods by sea. Weather conditions may delay the arrival of the ships or result in losses at sea, such as containers. Some ships sink or run aground. These disasters may result in oil spillage, which require very expensive cleanup operations and the loss of sea life. Now, next way is waterways. Waterways include canals, rivers, and lakes. Waterways are more important in some countries than in others. They may connect inland lakes such as the Great Lakes in Canada and USA. Here, I can repeat it again as a summary. There are 4 elements of transportation. Those are the way, mode, power, and terminals. Speed, safety, cost, capacity, availability, standards are the features of a favourable transport system. Road transport is a flexible form of transport. Rail transport is suitable for bulk and heavy goods. Air transport is the fastest method of transport between countries. Sea transport is a relatively cheap way of carrying heavy, low-value goods in bulk over long as well as short distances. Here, I have given some activities to you. First one, state the advantages of sending goods by road rather than by rail. Second one, what are the benefits of using ferries to transport freight across sea channels? Third one, show how transport helps trade. Fourth one, name 3 occupations for each transport system. You can follow below link to get more ideas about the transportation. Thank you.